Hello and welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for fantasy Premier League content for the 2021-22 season. My name is Dan and welcome to the Gameweek 14 deadline stream. Pretty crazy, right? A deadline on a Tuesday. A deadline on a Tuesday. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a while since we've had a midweek deadline, and honestly, I'm so excited for it. Getting those game weeks in, crunching them together, especially when you're doing well in FPL, it's so nice to keep that roll going and, seeing what dizzy heights you can get to. Yeah, I love it. I love FPL, obviously, and the more FPL we can get in a shorter period of time, the better for me. So, yeah, the deadline's going to be in 1 hour's time. Really happy that you guys are joining me, even though we're in a bit of a weird time. We're a bit of a weird day. So, hopefully we still get a few people here anyway. Ethan, hello mate, how you doing? Any other members in the chat? Richie P is here as well. What's up, guys? So yeah, what's going to be coming up today on the stream? Well, we're going to be talking about my Foden replacement, because I'm going to be transferring out Foden. I'm going to tell you who I'm going to be bringing in, and we'll talk about some other Foden replacements as well and discuss which one's the best and why I think different ones are good for different reasons, I suppose. We're going to, of course, have a look at the bench list. I have made a bench list ready for this stream. So a list of players that will help you decide who you should bench and who you should not bench. Who should play. That's the other word that doesn't mean bench, right? And then, yeah, of course, we're going to answer some of your questions as well. Who else is... you've got Maisie Joyce here, a member as well. What's up? So, yeah. Lots to talk about today. 1 hour to fit it all in. Let's get started. I mean, there's injury news and stuff like that as well to go over. So, yeah, we'll talk about that as well at some point. So, yes, guys, without further ado, let's talk about my Foden replacement. And first of all, talk about Foden. So, the unfortunate situation with Foden, I know you guys are crying out for the bench list. We'll get there. Foden replacements first. The thing is about Foden is that he has now missed 2 games. Not even made the squad for 2 games now. It kind of feels like he's not going to start in game week 14 either. Pep's comments were, the way I've interpreted them, is that Pep Guardiola is basically saying Foden's going to be a last minute decision. Even if he can play, even if Foden does play this week, it's not going to be for very many minutes. So best case scenario with Foden right now is that he makes the bench, he gets on the bench, and maybe plays a few minutes from the bench. 20 minutes at the end or something. Maybe even less, maybe 10 minutes from the end. So we're not really going to get much from Foden this week. It kind of seems obvious to me that Foden is looking at a maximum of 1 point, and especially if you've got other potential injuries in your team, Reece James is a very good example, then Foden is a player that we probably don't want to go for. RSDTV in the super chat says, and Mbumo to Gundogan for the differential, or Vardy to Kane for guaranteed minutes. Rogers' presser made me nervous. RSD, if you can wait a few minutes, I promise you we are going to completely cover that exact topic. We're going to completely cover that topic, so bear with me, and we'll go over that big time. Big time. So, guys, Foden, unlikely to get minutes, but possibly can get a few minutes this game week. The following game week, is he going to get many minutes? I don't know. Maybe he'll get some minutes the following game week, but a little bit more likely. Is he going to start? I still don't even know if he's going to start game week 15. We're going to have other players coming back into play. Grealish, KDB, they're going to be coming back. Which kind of limits Foden's potential for minutes even more. Foden doesn't need to be rushed back into the team, so why, if he is just nursing an injury, Pep likes to bring players back into the team very slowly after injuries. How much game time is Foden going to get? Good fixtures, don't get me wrong. Is he realistically going to get us FPL points? That's what matters at the end of the day. Is he going to get us FPL points? Over the next couple of game weeks, no. After that, maybe, but sporadically. So, for me, I need to free up a little bit of cash anyway to do some other moves. So, first of all, guys, what I'll say is, if you have Foden in your team and you do not have Jota in your team, you need to remove Foden and you need to replace him with Jota. No doubts about that. It's the easiest transfer move you will make all week. If you have Foden, but you don't have Jota, Foden to Jota, very, very easy. Sorted. If you don't have Jota in your team, then again, whatever you have in midfield, whether it's a Havertz, whether it's a I don't know what other kind of midfielders you guys have. I mean, maybe if you could potentially go from a Mbumo to Jota, maybe, not sure. I don't know what other midfielders you guys have, but if you can get Jota into your team, definitely would want to do that. That's your priority transfer move in. Get in Jota. Obviously, I have Jota, so we'll circle back to this. Chris Freddy says, hello, mate. Busy week for you. Oh, don't you know it? I love it, though. Gabriel and Benteke for Duffy and Hwang, -4. Bringing in Gabriel and bringing in Benteke. I don't really like that, to be honest. No, I don't think you should ever bring in Gabriel. He's the worst. He's the worst Arsenal defender you can buy, really, of the regular starters. Anyway, he's the worst one you can buy, so definitely not him. Benteke is an okay shout. I wouldn't mind going for maybe a Pookie, but Hwang is about to play Burnley. I don't know. I don't know which one you're saying is in and which one you're saying out. I don't like either. I don't like either move. Just stick with what you've got. There are other options that are probably better anyway. Afif says, opinion on Thiago. Sounds like a cheap option. No, definitely not. The 3 Liverpool players that we absolutely must have are Salah, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Jota. So any other Liverpool player, they stop you from getting the famous trio from Liverpool of Salah, Jota and Trent. So you should avoid pretty much every other Liverpool player, to be honest. Right, where were we? Okay, Foden replacements. So there's a few options on Foden replacements, guys. There's a few options. Now, the most sensible option, I know people are still looking for the bench list. Honestly, when I first made the bench list, I didn't know how popular it would be. But you guys clearly love it, and I can't wait to share it with you. It's coming up. Just give me 5 minutes. Because I promised people I'd talk about my transfer of Foden first, because obviously we didn't get to complete the discussion on the team selection video because we've only just got the news today that Foden is pretty much not going to start. So Foden is going to be going out, and I'm going to replace him with sensible option Bernardo Silva. That's the sensible option right now. That's who I would be going for if I was thinking in a very sensible way. Bernardo Silva, I think he's going to get a lot of minutes. You know, even when De Bruyne is back, he's going to be playing minutes as well. He's looking good. He's making good late runs into the box. He is, the chances that he gets are very good. The central players for Man City are doing a lot of stuff at the moment. And I'm really enjoying him, and he obviously has that technical quality, high XG, high expected assists as well. Everything's kind of looking very good for Bernardo Silva right now, so definitely would recommend him as this sensible Foden replacement. Other options, a lot of people talking about Gundogan. I've said this on Twitter already today, but I'm really not feeling it. I'm really not feeling Gundogan, and a lot of other people are saying they really fancy Gundogan. I've done, trust me guys, this afternoon since I found out Foden's pretty much definitely going to be out, well, at least not starting. I've done a lot of research, and a lot of people are saying Gundogan is the one to go for, but I can't personally agree with that. It's not a bandwagon I'm particularly fond of, to be honest. And the reason is, we've got a super chat from Chris Freddy. Let's do that first. Need to transfer out Livra or Duffy in defence. What should I choose? I did mean Gabriel and Benteke in for Duffy and Hwang. Yeah, I don't like that at all, really. I do need to take out Livramento and Duffy. Livramento plays Leicester, that could be worse. Duffy plays against West Ham, that could be worse. I mean, yeah, I don't think you need to transfer out either of those players. Unless you can get them to like an Alonso or someone, then I don't know if it's worth it. Again, Hwang, you may as well keep him. Roll the transfer if I'm honest. But anyway, Gundogan. I'm not feeling this one. I'm really not feeling this one. I'm not feeling Gundogan. The thing is, Gundogan plays well, records good stats, scores goals, gets assists when De Bruyne is out of the team. Now, De Bruyne is obviously recovering from illness. De Bruyne is not available for this game, but there's potential for De Bruyne to come in Game Week 15. Game Week 16, we can say with a lot of certainty that De Bruyne is going to be back from Game Week 16, right? That's going to happen. I keep getting broken up by these super chats. I'll tell you what. I'll come back to all these super chats in a minute. I just want to complete my point really about talking about Foden replacements before we go any further. Really, Gundogan, he plays well in De Bruyne's absence. De Bruyne is going to be back soon, And not only is Gundogan better when De Bruyne is not there, but also when De Bruyne is there and he comes back into the team, suddenly Gundogan's minutes are a lot more limited, because who's going to be the three-man midfield? Well, it's going to be Rodri, as the central defensive midfielder. There's going to be Bernardo Silva and KDB ahead of him, which kind of means where does Gundogan play? Maybe Gundogan does play sometimes. Maybe Bernardo Silva goes up into the false nine position, possible like that. But certainly it makes Gundogan, when De Bruyne is back, Gundogan, it becomes a worse FPL asset when he does play and doesn't play as much. Particularly over a busy fixture schedule, how much is he actually going to play? How much is he actually going to play? And how many points is he actually going to pick up after these two next games? Now, what you could say in counter to this is, well, Dan, Gundogan is going to play the next 2 game weeks, right? He's going to play. De Bruyne is not going to be back for this game week at least, possibly not the one after that. Surely Gundogan is at least a good shout for the next 2 game weeks, but I don't know if that's true either. By the way, guys, I do know the audio is lagging. It happens every week. I've ordered a new computer now, finally, so everything's going to improve in about 2 weeks' time when it arrives. And we're going to sort it all out, don't worry. Because the machine I'm using right now is not very good. But we're improving these things, don't worry. Just give me 2 weeks. But, yeah, the next 2 game weeks, is Gundogan going to play both of these games? I don't know if Gundogan is going to play both of these games, because he's just played back-to-back 90-minute games. 90-minute games, back-to-back. Not just twice. 3 times if you count the Champions League as well. So Gundogan is on the back of 3 consecutive 90-minute games within the space of 1 week. And now a couple of days later, you think he's going to play another full 90 minutes? Surely not. And if he does, the game after that, is he going to play a full 90 minutes as well? No. He's going to have to be rested at some point, and I can't see Gundogan starting both of the next 2 games. I think he's going to be rested for one of them. I really do. So, say what you like. Yeah, people saying in the chat already, and this is this is exact same point that people are mentioning all over the place. Gundogan's stats look really good, but it's not just about the stats, it's about the context. The context is that Gundogan thrives in KDB's absence. When KDB is on the pitch, Gundogan does not perform nearly as well. Really just kind of disappears. And that's not what we want. And De Bruyne is going to be back very, very soon. And that's my point. So if you're looking for Gundogan as a long-term option, not really feeling it. If you're looking for it as a short-term option, okay, maybe he might get something out of one of the next 2 games. But after that, no, I don't know. So there you go. I'm not gonna endorse the Gundogan one, unfortunately. If you feel differently to me, obviously that's completely fine. That's completely fine. You can go for Gundogan, but for me, it's just not the one for me. But I gotta, for my own team especially, I have to trust my own judgment and my own instincts, and yeah, I like that. Someone in the chat says Bernardo also played 90 minutes for the last 3 games. Yes, that is also true, but Bernardo I see as a mainstay in the team longer term. He's a bit younger as well, so potentially able to play a few more games in a busy schedule, and he's been a little bit more of a crucial player, I suppose, for Man City over the course of the season. So for those reasons, yeah, but Bernardo Silva I do slightly prefer. And Bernardo, his stats don't drop when KDB comes up into the team. It actually potentially makes Bernardo Silva a little bit better when a KDB is back. So all in all, there you go. I prefer Bernardo Silva to Gundogan. I don't dislike Gundogan. I don't think he's the worst shout, but I don't think he's the best one either. So there we go. Let's catch up with some super chats before we keep talking about Foden replacements. So let's see, where are we with super chats? I'm gonna make sure I don't miss any. So Sam Adams says thoughts on Son. I've doubled up on Spurs. Oh no, actually we had one before that, didn't we? Yeah. Yeah, we have one before that. From Yash, it says 2 free transfer options. He's read out his entire team. I'm not going to bore you all of you guys with that, but I will try and help out on the super chat itself. I'm trying to figure out what this means. Front 3 of Armstrong, Kane and Tony to Broja, Antonio or Cristiano Ronaldo, or just go Armstrong. You got a front 3 of Armstrong, Kane and Tony. I don't think you need to transfer any of those players out. I would keep all 3 of them for this game week. So there you go. And similarly, any of you guys who have an Armstrong, really nice fixture against Leicester. Leicester are conceding a lot of goals right now. Kane, really good options. Definitely you want to be keeping him for this game week at least. So definitely be keeping Kane. And Tony against Spurs, it's not ideal. I would be thinking about transferring out Tony. The problem is, who do you transfer him out to? And you never know, he might get a jammy penalty. You know, you can see Spurs being their Spursy selves conceding a penalty and Tony converting that. So yeah, I would not be transferring out any of those forwards right now. There's just not enough out there to replace him with. Sam Adams says thoughts on Son. I've doubled up on Spurs with Kane and Son, but I've also got your recommended Liverpool trio, one transfer free this week. Keep Son, yeah, absolutely keep Son. Son and Kane against Brentford. I think this is good. I honestly think this is good. I know a lot of people will feel disappointed by the Spurs players blanking, and then we got the new manager in, but now suddenly they've got a fixture cancellation. Yeah, keep those Spurs guys. Don't worry about those. Keshav says Kane and Foden to Lukaku and Sancho for free. Good. Keshav, no, I don't think so. Again, Foden is a player I'd like to be keeping for this game week. Kane I'd like to keep. Foden, maybe not. I mean, Lukaku and Sancho, it could be a nice risky move to go for, but I think Kane is not a priority transfer out at all. Foden, on the other hand, maybe if you can do a direct swap somewhere there. I think it's probably a little bit too early on Sancho, but I understand why people are excited about that. People usually do get excited by Manchester United players. You know, they only need to score one goal and everyone hypes them up because they are so popular as a team in the FPL community. So many people do support Manchester United, so I can see why people get excited by that. But yeah, maybe a little early for me. Varun says, do I prioritise transferring Duffy out to Lamptey, have 4 premium defence too, or swap Mbumo to Gallagher, Gundogan and Bernardo, which to pick? I would transfer out Mbumo to Bernardo out of those guys. Chris Freddy says captain Kane instead of Salah. No, I don't think so. I think you've got to stick with Salah. I mean, maybe someone else wants to do it, but I'm not going to endorse any other captain other than Salah. I'm just not going to endorse it. If you want to do that anyway, then that's completely fair enough. But I can't sit here and say go for someone other than Salah as a captain. That would be irresponsible of me. Null says Livramento and Foden to Alonso and Bernardo for a -4. Is it worth it? Yeah, I mean, if you're going to play both of those players this game week particularly, then yeah, that could potentially be pretty good. Alonso, I think, is going to be on for a good score this game week, potentially with Reece James out. Yeah, could be onto something there. And Abbas here, thank you very much for joining as a channel member. That's amazing. Thank you very much. Of course, if anyone else wants to join as a member, you can. You get access to emojis and stuff. My chat is lagging a little bit. I really just need to get this new PC in immediately. Laser Sharp says, hi Dan, if you could choose any captain apart from Salah, who would it be? It would be Jota. If I had to choose, this is how strongly I feel about this Liverpool attack right now. If I was forced to not play Salah for whatever reason, I would still stick with a Liverpool attacker and I would go for Jota. So there we go. That would be my recommendation there. But again, it's Salah. You still got to just go for Salah, I think. That's the one. We've got one more super chat, and then we'll finally do a transfer for my. We'll do a transfer. If you guys are just joining me now, Foden is going out. I've said I'm not going to do Gundogan. I've said that Bernardo Silva is a sensible choice. There's 2 more players I want to talk about, and then I'll tell you which one I'm going to go for. Someone said Alonso for captain. Don't know about that. Felipe says Ronaldo to Wilson. No way. Trent Alexander. Oh, Livramento to Trent for -4. Oh, you do want Trent, don't you? But you don't want to sacrifice Ronaldo, especially not to Wilson. Remember, Wilson, if he gets one more yellow card, Callum Wilson, he gets a suspension. Risky one. Wilson's one of those players. If you have him, keep him. If you don't have him, don't buy him, I would say. Although, you know, this Norwich game is actually getting a little bit tougher as well. So don't think that the Newcastle are going to go score 4 goals against Norwich. It's not necessarily going to happen. Norwich have kind of turned a corner in many ways. Certainly looking a lot better. I wouldn't recommend selling Ronaldo either. I really wouldn't. New management, great fixtures on the horizon. It's looking pretty good all in all. But there we go. Right, where was I? We've caught up with our super chats. let's go back to talking about some of our... Oh, there's another super chat. Right, I will keep going with this midfielder chat, and then we will go back to the super chats and I'll have another catch up. So, right, where was I? So, we've talked about Bernardo Silva and Gundogan. Those are the two obvious City direct replacements. My next option is Bowen. Now, I'm going to click on Antonio here, but I want to draw your attention to the fixtures that Bowen's got. Brighton at home. I think this is actually a decent fixture for West Ham, and I think, this could actually be okay. I think this could be okay. Bowen and Brighton. Bowen and Antonio could do something here. So Bowen could be okay here. I really like Bowen. I think he's the second best attacker in that West Ham team other than Antonio. Antonio's probably going to be rotated in some of these fixtures that are all kind of bunched up together. We're potentially going to see Bowen actually play as the main central striker instead of Antonio. Bowen's underlying stats are incredible, really, really nice, nicer than anyone else's at West Ham at the moment. I know the West Ham have kind of looked disappointing in the Wolves game and the Man City game, but they will be back when these fixtures do turn. Brighton's a good opportunity. Chelsea's tough, but then after that, Burnley, nice fixture. Arsenal, not a bad fixture, not ideal, but not bad. Norwich, Southampton, Watford, Crystal Palace, Leeds, United, Watford, Leicester, Newcastle, Wolves, and that takes you all the way to the end of February. You can basically bring in Bowen and just keep him forever, for so long. He's going to be super nailed on. He's going to be playing most games. I know he was dropped last game, but that was kind of for tactical reasons. But him having that rest gives me even more confidence that he's going to be even more nailed on over these fixtures. So after the Chelsea game, potentially after the Arsenal game, I think Gameweek 16 and Gameweek 18 are really nice points to jump on Bowen. But you also could premeditate that a little bit and go for him now instead. If you know you're going to buy Bowen at some point eventually in a few game weeks' time, you could just get him now. That's an option. It's a really nice option as well. I quite like it. But it's not the one I'm going to be going for. I thought about it, but it's not the one I'm going to be going for. Because, guys, I'm going to be transferring out. And I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm going to be doing this. And one of the reasons I'm going to do this is because no one is recommending it. And I am really keen to be different. Not just for the sake of being different, but it's no secret, I genuinely have ambitions to win FPL. The chances of that happening are next to nothing. But if I'm going to do it, I'm going to have to take a few risks. And the risk I'm going to be taking is... Slow reveal, guys. Slow reveal. We're going to be removing Foden. And our replacement, can I even find him? Oh, here he is. Oh, well, what do you have here? A young Mr. James Maddison. A young Mr. James Maddison at 6.6 million at the moment. Now, if you look at his recent form, it's not bad. In the Watford game, he scored a goal. He got 2 assists. He played really well. He's creating a lot of chances. He also got that nice little poacher's goal in this formation with, I guess it's a 4-2-3-1 or 4-2-1-3. Maddison is very much the attacking midfielder, right? They don't really at Leicester. They don't really have any other attacking midfielders there to go for. So, particularly with Vardy not playing every game, particularly with Tielemans still out. Maddison's probably going to get a decent amount of game time. He's going to get a decent amount of game time. And I saw... I can't remember... Because I've been doing a lot of research, watching a lot of podcasts and stuff, and listening to videos. Listening to podcasts and watching videos probably makes a bit more sense. I've been doing a lot of that today. And someone said, I'm not going to out them, they said Maddison is not a streaky player. Okay. Maddison's not a streaky player. But is he? Last season, I was checking on Transfer Market, and around the same time last year, he got a nice run in the team, and I think he got goal returns in all but one game for like 6 or 7 games in a row. It was a lovely streak. A really, really lovely streak that he got last season about this time. Now, when I kind of looked back through Maddison's fixtures that he's played in previous years, how well he's done, how well his streaks have been, he does come in waves. He is a streaky player. He comes in waves. He is a confidence player. He is a form player. It's going to be hopefully a similar situation we saw with last year with a Lingard or an Iheanacho, where people were saying, don't do that. That's a knee-jerk. That can't be sustained. And a lot of people in the chat are saying, it's a knee-jerk, it's a knee-jerk. What you're forgetting is that the game before Watford, Leicester played in the Europa League. I think it was against Legia Warsaw, I think. And Maddison got a goal and an assist in that game as well. So you can say that's a knee-jerk. He's only played well for one game. That's not true. If you look at all competitions, he's got 2 goals, and 3 assists in 2 games in all competitions. So is this the start of a nice streak? A nice streak, that we saw last year. We've seen it with other players as well. Is this the start of a new streak? Craig has correctly identified that they play Newcastle in 2 weeks. Absolutely. We've got Southampton away off the back of a very significant loss. They've got Aston Villa away. Not really sure what to think of that fixture. Newcastle at home, Tottenham at home. These are not bad fixtures. Everton away after that. Not bad fixtures at all. Plus, we have a really nice move then after that, or an escape route, if you like, to go to Bowen, because we're going to want to have Bowen soon as well. James Maddison, of course, on set pieces, all over the pitch. Playing pretty reasonably advanced. He will score those wonder goals. He is a risky player to get, and don't get me wrong, guys, he's a really risky player to get. And I know a lot of you guys are you're not gonna be you're not gonna be too happy with me going for this. And if you don't like it, don't go for it. That's absolutely fine. But I do like taking risks. I went for Foden before anyone else. Not before anyone else, but I went on Foden pretty early, right? That paid off really well. I went for Reece James pretty early. That paid off pretty well. The same kind of situation with last year, with kind of all content creators were saying, no, don't go in on Lingard. He's useless. He's never going to last. And Lingard went on this insane streak forever. So why not? The rest of my team is so strong. If I had other problems, if I didn't have Jota, if I didn't have Alonso, if I didn't have Cancelo, if I didn't have these kind of players, then would I be making this transfer move? No way. But what I like to do in my FPL team is get the basics right. The basics being Alonso, Trent, James, Cancelo, Salah, Jota, potentially Kane, you put amongst that, Ramsdale, Lamptey I like as well as a good, solid long-term pick. And I'd like to spruce it up with little cheeky, risky differentials that hopefully are going to explode, and make sure that these cheeky differentials are players where there is a viable escape route. And I've talked a lot about Bowen and how much I want Bowen at a certain point. James Maddison for 4 game weeks, for 5 game weeks, and then switch him over to Bowen for the long term. That works for me. I like that. That's a good escape route, even if it goes wrong. I mean, guys, I'm spending most weeks just making transfers on my bench players because I've got nothing else to do, because I'm there. I've got the template already. Now it's time to try and get ahead of the template, take a few risks. If this pays off, will I be lucky? Yes, I will be lucky, but you have to make your own luck. You do have to make your own luck, and I'm going to spice it up, guys. I'm going to spice it up. So that's what we're going to be doing, guys. And if you don't like it, I completely understand. And I've seen a lot of content creators not liking this one, but I am wanting to get ahead of other content creators. I want to roll the dice. I want to take a risk. I like it. This is what I want to do. Like I said, this is the sensible option. If I was going to be very sensible, I would be going for Bernardo Silva. That's the sensible choice. But I'm not a sensible guy. And if I was a sensible guy, I probably wouldn't be ranked this highly, because you have to take risks to really climb the ranks. You have to take risks. Sometimes that goes very well, as it is this season. Other times it goes very poorly, and you end up being very miserable. This year, luck has been on my side for most of my risks, but I like taking them, and it is what makes FPL fun to me. This is what makes FPL fun to me. And if I'm just go for a boring player that everyone else has, where's the fun in that? So there we go, guys. There's my spiel over. Is it going to work? Who knows? But it is a risk I'm willing to take. It frees up a lot of money for moves, other moves I want to make. You know, transferring out Mbumo, potentially upgrading a Broya to a Josh King is something I'd like to do in a couple of game weeks' time. Freeing up a little bit of money in the bank so I can move Kane to Ronaldo. You know, potentially we'll be wanting to go for some more Manchester United players as well. We've got money, a little bit of money in the bank to do that. So yeah. Let's do it, guys. Let's lock it in. Foden to James Maddison. Huge risk. Huge risk. But that's what FPL is all about. It's sent. Sent it. Absolutely sent it. Let's see how it goes now. So, guys, I know there's been a lot of super chats, so I'm going to catch up on them now. I just wanted to talk, basically, uninterrupted, I guess. So let's catch up on some super chats. Okay, right. So let's start off with Clinton Furtado. He says, I really want to make Vardy my captain over Salah. Guys, I'm definitely going to have to recommend that you do not captain Vardy this game week. There has been comments, you guys may know this, you may not. There has been comments from Brendan Rodgers basically saying Vardy can't play twice in 1 week. 1 calendar week this is. He can't play twice in 1 calendar week. He is just, you know, they have to manage his minutes a little bit. They just can't have Vardy play every game. And even if Vardy does play this game, that just makes him a real doubt for game week 15 after that. So Vardy, a really real potential for a 1-pointer. Real potential for a 1-pointer this game week. So yeah, would not be captaining him at all over Salah. Don't do it. That's kind of a little bit knee-jerky without potentially looking at the other surrounding factors. Daniel Sheeran says, Broya in for Hwang and Alonso for Livramento for a -4. I'm taking it the only way you can do that is by bringing in Broya for Hwang. I don't think I would want Broya, really. If I'm going to bring in Broya, I'm probably just going to bring in a 4.4 million forward. I don't think Broya is a player that you can regularly depend on at all, really. I mean, that might change, but I wouldn't be rushing to bring in Broya. No way. I don't feel both of those transfers improve your team. So can you bring in like a Dennis and Alonso? Wait. Broya in for can you bring in like a Dennis in for Hwang and Alonso in for Livramento? I would prefer that. And we have got one more. No, we've got 2 more super chats. We got no, actually we don't. We have loads more super chats. Oh my god, I'm so behind. Robert says, I might be too early on this, but I've taken a 1-game punt on Pulisic over Foden and may well retain if he stays fit and healthy. What do you say, sir? I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I mean, as for a 1-week punt, could actually go okay. I mean, Pulisic, really good fixture against a Watford team who are missing a lot of players, by the way. We are expecting Chelsea to go there and score a lot of goals. So is Pulisic going to be involved in that? Quite possibly. Is Pulisic a good long-term punt? I don't know. Maybe that's more of a question for Chelsea fans, but typically Pulisic and all of the Chelsea wingers just get rotated so heavily. Particularly over this long period of fixtures, they're getting rotated so heavily that is any Chelsea winger, whether that's Pulisic, whether that's Mount, Werner, Havertz, or we know Ziyech, Hudson-Odoi, so many. Are any of them viable in FPL terms? I don't know. For an individual game week, maybe. Long term, maybe not. Afif says Son for Jota got problem to get Jota here, mate. Okay, so you got a problem trying to get in Jota. I mean, maybe. I'm not a huge fan of Son to Jota, to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of that because Son I quite like as an FPL asset as well. So I'm not a huge fan of that. If it's the only way, it's the only way, I guess. I don't know, man. If you have to, you have to, but I don't like it. Giandre says Foden to Bowen / Gundogan worth a -4 and which one? I don't know if it's worth a -4, but I would prefer Bowen to Gundogan. Yurt says, do these midweek games and weekend games mean it's a double game week? No, this is not what a double game week is. A double game week is where multiple games count as just one game week. So this is 2 game weeks. We've got, 3 game weeks really. We've got game week 13, which we've just had. We've got game week 14, which is placed in the midweek. And we have got game week 15, which is at the weekend. So not a double game week, just 3 individual game weeks placed very closely together. True Vandella says, Maddie locked. Oh, God. I mean, I don't want to endorse other people going for it, but, I'm doing it for my own risk. And I have been very clear that I'm taking a risk here. So if you want to join me on the risk, then fair enough. Ride the wave with me. But if it goes wrong, then, what were you expecting, really? A risk is a risk for a reason, right? Maddie locked first on the bench, Livermento or Tony. We'll get to the bench list very shortly, True Vandella, and we'll make sure that we can address that one. Joby says, thoughts on Ziyech for this week's punt? No, again, not really feeling the Chelsea boys, really. The Chelsea wingers, anyway. Daniel Shearer says, Bernardo Silva for Son and Maddison for Smith Rowe. No, not really a big fan of that, to be honest. I would just stick with what you've got there. Zayed with Super Sticker, thank you for that. Young King says, Livermento to Reece James. No, Reece James is actually a major doubt for this week. A major doubt for this game week, unfortunately. I don't actually think Reece James is going to play. I don't think he's going to play. But anyway, guys, I suppose we better do a bench list. You guys ready? You guys ready for the bench list? You're begging for it, aren't you? Honestly, I didn't know how much this list helps you guys, but I mean, if it does. The chat wants the bench list. Let's give them what they want. Here we go. It's loading. It's loading in. Maybe white on your screen right now, but for not much longer. Oh, man, this new Mac cannot come quick enough. So here we are, the bench list, the bench dilemma help. The higher your bench dilemma player is on the list, the list you see, the higher they are on the list, the more you should prioritise playing that player. If your player is higher on the list, play them. If your player is lower on the list, you can probably afford to bench them. I've already done some. We'll, of course, add to this as well. My nose is so itchy right now. I'm going to sneeze in a minute. So, for example, if you can't decide who you want to play out of, we'll take the top 2 as an example. If you have both Alonso and Pukki, you can't decide who to play. I knew I was going to sneeze. If you have Alonso and Pukki, you can't decide who to play. You can only play one of them. Then, because Alonso is higher on the list, you play Alonso. Ta-da! And then easier decisions. Maybe you have a Rafinha and you have a Livramento. Or someone said earlier, a Tony and a Livramento, right? I prefer Tony. And basically, guys, this is just going to, my way of trying to help as many people as, so I don't have to answer individual this or that players. Just consult my list. Consult my list, and this is where we're at. People will have questions about the list. People will ask me to add players to the list. So we will do that. I think we're gonna put Broja on the list. I'm not super confident in him, but we're gonna put him like here. Oh, that's Broja. Bowen to Gundogan for -4 is to bring in Alonso. I'm not really sure what you mean, Jandre, but if you have to get one of them, I guess get Bowen. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. Bowen or Gundogan. If you had to choose Bowen, there you go. I've committed. Corey, you've been a member for 13 months. Wow, that's impressive. Was there another someone joining as a member? I can't see. But there, right, let's see. Add Dunk. I don't know if I'm going to try and only add very popular players. So, okay, we can add players like Jimenez. We can add Jimenez to the list. Yeah, that's okay. Let's add Jimenez. He's going to be quite a lot higher, actually. Let's put Jimenez like Like here. Jimenez. Who else? How much? Zaid has asked how much in my FPL bank. A lot of money now. Oh, that page has crashed, but that's the way it goes. Can I look on my phone? It's like 2 million now. I think it's like 2 million. I'll check on my phone. I have 1.8 million in my bank. There you go. Decent amount of Wonga. Right, who else? Semedo. Oh, had Antonio. Well, I think you play Antonio pretty high, actually. Antonio I put pretty high. I don't know if you bench him this week. Benteke. God, there's so many suggestions. Like, I can't, like, some of these are quite obscure. Broya's on the list already. As a few of you have asked for Benteke, we'll put him in though. So Benteke, game against. Wait, it's game against Leeds, right? Have I made that up? This is what happens when you don't have any players from certain games. You forget who's playing who, and I don't want to mess this up. Yeah. No. Benteke's playing against Leeds. Let's do this super chat quickly, and then I'll add in Benteke. Heba says, I'm in the top 30k. Congratulations. I took a -12 for Duffy, Gallagher, Kane, Jimenez, Alonso. That is so many players in. Ramsdale. I can't tell if this is a question. Thank you for the very generous super chat. You've taken a huge -12 and you've brought in Duffy. I hope that was just to save a bit of cash. But yeah, I like most of the other players. I don't know if I'd go for Duffy. I don't know if I'd go for Gallagher this exact game week. I don't know if I'd go for Jimenez this exact game week. Sancho seems a bit early. Jesus could work. San Maximan, maybe a bit short term. It seems a little bit like you've gone for some quite short term risky moves there. Yeah, I don't know about that. But I mean, yeah, I hope it works out for you. That's a lot of players to bring in. Yeah, let's see. That's like a full-on wild card, essentially, isn't it? But interesting, nonetheless. Let's add Benteke against Leeds. So Benteke against Leeds, I will probably put... because remember, Vieira has also said he's going to rotate the team a little bit, which has put me off players like Benteke and Gallagher a little bit, because Vieira said that there's a lot of fixtures and and Vieira's going to be rotating his team about a bit, which is kind of like, oh, that's a bit disappointing. You would hope that a team like Crystal Palace would be pretty high strength most games. So is Benteke going to get rotated this game? I don't know. The seeds have been planted, but you still got to play him. I think you still got to play him. Like here, slightly below Antonio, I guess. Lee's obviously improved in defence a little bit. Heba said, sorry, the first four were out. Oh, okay. So Duffy, Gallagher, Kane, Jimenez out. Alonso, Sancho, Jesus, and San Maximan in. Yeah, okay. That's not bad, I guess. I mean, I probably would still want to keep Kane and Jimenez. But I like Alonso in. That's a good one. And Jesus as a short-term punt, I guess, is pretty nice. A couple of super stickers here. Midnight Mule, Adam Whisker. Thank you very much. Okay, Benteke's in. Who else do we need? Oh, have we got Gallagher in yet? I can't remember if I put Gallagher on the list. No, I didn't. Oh, no, I did, yeah. So Benteke is like a couple of places higher than Gallagher. Brownhill? You really want Brownhill? I mean, he's going to go pretty low. He's going to go like here, like at the bottom. You shouldn't really be wanting to play Brownhill. Brownhill's one of those players that you just leave on your bench permanently, right? Matthew Vaughan says, would you really play Smith Rowe over Hwang? I think I would, yeah, because Hwang has just been playing so badly. Really just looks shocking. I mean, there's not much in it, but yeah, Smith Rowe at least looks dangerous all the time, even against a tougher opposition. Hwang has just kind of been so disappointing recently. Iron Mike says, bought Son in last week, don't know what to do with him, keep him. Elizabeth says, Livermento to Thiago Silva for free. I have James Alonso. No, I don't think so. I don't think we'll be going for Thiago Silva. No, leave Thiago alone. You've got James and Alonso already. That's enough. That is plenty in terms of your Chelsea defensive constituency. If you're going to go for one more, who do you go for? I guess Rudiger, not Thiago Silva. I don't think he's just not got enough attacking potential. He doesn't get bonus points very often. I don't really feel it. I don't really like it. Ray Perry says moving Foden will cost -4. Not confident in anyone to make that -4 back. Might keep him and have Livramento first sub. Also starting Lamptey, can't afford Trent. Other options for Foden would be Loftus-Cheek. Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you. If you're going to have to make a -4, Foden could be back for the Watford game, and then you'll really want Foden again. So yeah, maybe just if it's going to be a -4, you've already got Jota, for example. Jota is the player that if you didn't have Jota, you'd probably take a -4 to do Foden to Jota. If you have Jota already, then yeah, you're probably not much point in taking a -4 for that. Doesn't quite seem worth it, really, does it? Right, Adam Armstrong people want on the list. Any premiums you guys are suggesting, by the way, just play them. I'm not going to put premiums on this list. Armstrong, I would probably put reasonably high. Probably put him like here. Super chat from Akshan says Sarr to Smith Rowe or Gallagher. Prefer Gallagher. Anna Rude says Rudiger to Alonso or Roll. I don't have James, by the way. Probably a good thing that you don't have James because it's unlikely that James is going to play this game week. Just stick with Rudiger, I think. I do like Alonso, but that seems a little bit sideways. And you never know. Rudiger could chime in with a random goal or assist or something like that. It could be pretty good, right? Could be pretty good. Right, let's continue the bench list, addingness. Any news about Foden, says Goy. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. The way I've interpreted Pep's comments is that Foden, if he does play, it's not going to be for very many minutes. So we're looking at a substitute appearance as the best case scenario for Foden, really. White. Okay, a few people asking for White. Let's put White on there. Pretty low. Again, pretty low. You will put him definitely below... You know what? You'll put him below most of these players, to be honest. Yeah, let's put White really low. Don't like that. Don't like that. Vardy is... Yeah, I know. Yeah, I said I wouldn't put premium players in there. But Vardy, the situation with Vardy is that there's a real rotation risk. I've added a little recycling icon for rotation. And because I know a lot of people don't know that Vardy is actually quite unlikely to start in this midweek game. And even if he does, he's not likely to start the following game. He's going to be rested. He can't play 2 games in 1 week. Rodgers has literally said that. So Vardy is a severe rotation risk. So I just really wanted to highlight that, to be honest. Benrahma. Do people still have Benrahma? I mean, if you do, he's pretty low, really, isn't he? Like, Benrahma's probably like here. Like, he's not been doing well, really, has he? Trossard against who did Brighton play? Leeds? No, West Ham. Against West Ham, it's not great, Trossard, but it's okay. Maybe you would put him around... His underlying stats are pretty good. Maybe you put him around Gallagher's place, kind of thing, somewhere around there. James injury, yeah, James injury. I didn't know it happened either, but Thomas Tuchel has basically said in a press conference today that that James has a knock. He's going to have a late assessment to see if he can play or not. I don't know. I kind of feel like it's just James has played so much football recently that maybe he just needs to be rotated and rested for the game week. I think that's probably more like the situation rather than an actual proper injury. I mean, James has been training, well, he's trained today, I believe, anyway. So maybe he didn't train yesterday, but if he's training today, going to have a late assessment. Is it just, talking in a resting? Possibly, to be honest. So I think maybe if you have James, just play him anyway. But I don't know. Wilson, do you really want Wilson in here? You guys, if you have Wilson, you play him. You guys know that, surely. A lot of really random, low ownership players that I'm not going to put in here. What about, someone said, what about taking a hit for Maddison? No, I definitely would not be doing that. No way. Wouldn't be taking a hit to bring in Maddison, I don't think. I mean, it's risky enough as it is. I've lost FPL. I've lost it. Tony's on the list. Put Jota on the list. Are you joking? I'm not putting Jota on the list. A few people want to see my team as well, so we'll get that up when it loads. Oh, give me a new computer. I just arrive. Why did it take so long to get delivered? I want it now. I'll keep trying to read the chat whilst we're waiting for that to load. Somnath, thank you very much for joining as a channel member. I appreciate that a lot, my dude. Salah triple captain? I don't think so. No triple captains yet, guys. Hold your horses on that one. We're gonna be. We need to wait really until, well, until the double game weeks, really, basically. Where's Rudiger? Should we put Rudiger on the list? I think we can put Rudiger on the list. I'm just going to try and get my FPL team up first. Brandon Williams playing against Newcastle. I think there's going to be goals in that game, to be honest. I can see a nice like 2-2 or something like that in the Norwich versus Newcastle game. So I don't know if I really would want to go for Brandon Williams. I think it's going to be a pretty attacking game. So defenders possibly not the one to go for. Dan, put Lukaku in there. No, if you have Lukaku, play him. Put Maddison in there. No, if you have Maddison, play him. Like some of these ones, you guys are not stupid. You know this. You know this. You don't need me to tell you to play Lukaku. You know this already. Come on, don't be so harsh on yourselves. Trust yourselves a little bit. Trust yourselves. You know it. Add Gilmore. I don't know. Do we want to play Gilmore? I don't know. ESR or Foden? Who to bench? Maybe just play Smith Rowe over Foden. What about Rudiger? I mean, I can't even get my team to load. Is this a wild problem? Is anyone else having problems with the FPL website? Or is it just me? Is my internet on the right internet? Yes, it is. Not connected to my neighbour or something. I guess I could read out my FPL team. The app seems to be working okay, but I can't get on the website for whatever reason. It won't let me on. Yeah, that's tough. All right. Well, I mean, I guess we'll just go back to the bench list. If the fantasy website's not going to load for me. Right. Okay. Bench list. Back on the bench list. I said I would add Rudiger. I will add Rudiger because I know a lot of people have him. You'll be wondering about him. And he is, no surprise, he's going to go really high on the list as well. So let's put Rudiger really nice and high. Let's put him like here. There you go. Rudiger nice and high on the list. Diaz, again, are we really thinking about benching Diaz? Surely not. He'd be pretty high. Maybe like here. Slightly less attacking threat than Rudiger, so he has to go down a little bit lower. Read out my team. I mean, I can read out my team if you want me to. I've got Ramsdale in goal. I've got in defence, I've got Trent, James, Cancelo, and Alonso. In midfield, I've got Maddison, Salah, and Jota. And up front, I've got Kane, Antonio, and Broja. On the bench, I've got Lamptey first, then Mbumo, and then Brownhill. Foster is my sub goalkeeper, but he's not going to play. So that's the team. People asking about captains. Guys, I'm not going to recommend anyone as a captain other than Salah, but if you had to force me to pick someone who wasn't Salah, and I would not do it unless I had to, I would maybe go for Jota, maybe Trent Alexander-Arnold, maybe Kane, maybe Marcus Alonso if you really push me. But yeah, it's another Salah captain week, unfortunately, guys. I know it's pretty boring, but it's just another Salah captain week. But if you really want to go for Jota for whatever reason, you're not getting my blessing, but I can't stop you. I can't stop you, can I? Brandon Williams. Okay, right. Since you guys are desperate for Brandon Williams, I will put him on the list. He's going relatively low, though. He's going to go, I don't know, like here. There you go. He's going pretty low, unfortunately, guys. Have I missed any super chats? Yeah, Ash K says Rafinha to Maddison or Bernardo. Bernardo's the safe option, so that's the one I'm going to recommend publicly. Anurag says, have Sarr from the start. I know we shouldn't make goalkeeper transfers, but his fixtures are bad, and David De Gea looks like a good option, or Ramsdale, or same price almost. You missed my previous super chat. I'm so sorry if I missed your super chat. I've been trying to keep on top of it, but super chats are so crazy at the moment. It's too many to keep up with. I'm sorry. I really appreciate it, though, obviously. But Sarr, he's got a good fixture against Burnley, right? I don't know why you would transfer Sarr out this week. Maybe after that you could maybe think about it, but no, don't rush that. And sometimes bad fixtures produce the most amount of points because a goalkeeper is being forced to make a lot of saves, and if they fluke a clean sheet somehow, having made a lot of saves, suddenly you got a nice high-scoring goalkeeper. So, that's why we don't do goalkeeper transfers typically, because even difficult games can still provide points for goalkeepers. Move with Mike says Antonio and Saka out, Benteke and Jota in. If that's your only way of getting Jota, then I guess you could do it that way. I guess you could, yeah. I mean, I'd maybe take a punt on Pukki instead of Benteke. Maybe. Because Pukki's going to be playing 90 minutes every game, right? So at least you have that over the Christmas period. Benteke, I worry a little bit about rotation. I like him, but I think it could be a little bit of rotation. There you go. Dan, what do you think about Guehi? No, don't like him. I don't like him because I don't think it's sustainable. Captains again. You guys are still asking me about captains. I'm not going to endorse anyone but Salah, unfortunately. Yeah. A few people asked about to put Reguilon on the list. I think you guys know, though, that if you've got Reguilon, you really should strongly consider playing him. He's a really... Maybe I've put him a little bit high here, but you really would play him, wouldn't you? Oh, I've spelled that wrong as well. You really would put Reguilon very, very high on this list. You have to, don't you? Surely. Trent as a captain, if you want to. Josh King's on the list already. Pretty low, as you can see. Hit for Bowen and Boomer out. No, I don't think so. No. Shall I start Pukki over Mbumo? Definitely, yeah. Yeah, I think Pukki actually is going to do well tonight. I really do. I think he's going to do pretty well. I think he could be in for some points. But there you go, guys. The deadline, by the time my voice reaches you, it might even be past the deadline. Go check your teams. I'm going to check my team right now on my mobile phone just to make sure absolutely 100% everything is in the correct order. I'm going to start James ahead of Lamptey just in case, I guess. Yeah, I'm happy with my team. Salah captain for me. Vice captain I've got on Kane at the moment. That makes sense to me. All good in the hood. So there we go. Someone in the chat said, I told you your five-man defence would flop. I mean, did it flop? Jorginho did took a bad touch. It was a bad individual mistake that cost 2 clean sheets there. That's a freak goal. Just because players don't score points in one game week isn't always an indication that they won't score points in future game weeks. It wasn't a flop. It was just a bit of bad luck. It's not going to happen every week. I'm still a big fan of the big at the back. Big fan. There you go, guys. The deadline is passed. Congratulations, everyone, for making it through another very close together deadlines at the moment. Well done for remembering to do your team. I'm sure a few of you guys will appear in the chat in a minute saying, I forgot to do my transfer. I forgot to set my captain. Commiserations. That's the thing with these tight deadline streams, but deadlines, sorry. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me on the stream today. Good to have that locked in. I know it's a stressful time when we've got all these deadlines close together, but you guys did it. You've made it, and you're going to do really well. We're locked in. Congratulations on surviving another FPL deadline. Now let's see if we do well or not. Let's see. It's fun, right? It's good fun. There you go. Dan Cross in the chat says, well, James is starting for me. Got big boy at Livramento to come off the bench. Yeah, I've started James. I've got Lamptey to come off the bench if needed. Corey says, Jota captain. That's kind of interesting. Einar says, hey mate, great content as always. One question, should I focus on getting James or Alonso in for Rudiger, or should I just keep Rudiger and focus on some nice trade for Duffy, Lamptey for example? I mean, you can't do it this week, but in following game weeks, I think we'd be looking to get James back into our team, wouldn't we? Rudiger to James could be pretty nice, particularly if James does get a nice rest in this in game week 14. He could be a nice transfer in for game week 15. Calvin Phillips says, let's chat for some more time, mate. I mean, we can do another few minutes. I don't mind staying on for a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. Trent captain for me, says Charlie Hawkins. Interesting. Well, I mean, good luck. But, I mean, it's risky. It's really risky, right? Sab says, hi Dan, love your work. Wanted to ask if you would downgrade, who you would downgrade Jimenez to after this game week. Needs funds to buy James. Lucky for me, he's flagged and injured this game week, really hurting my overall rank. It depends. Let's have a look. There's still no real forwards emerging as really good options. You could potentially go for a Josh King. I know in game week 15 he faces Man City, which is not an ideal game. But after that, Josh King, I think, is going to be a really nice pick, actually, to be fair. So, yeah, Josh King is maybe a forward you could be looking at. It's just not something you want to be going for in game week 14, right? But maybe game week 15, only one bad fixture. Calvin Fernandez says, you just called me Calvin Phillips, mate. Did I? That's that shows how much I think about FPL. I'm so sorry. Oh, dear. Dan, I captain Gallagher. You're crazy. Ennis says, show your team. I can't now because it does that thing, doesn't it? Where the game is updating and they will not let me show what my team is. Just leave it like that so you can see why I'm not showing you my team. It's basically the same as I had that I had in my team selection video, except I've replaced Foden with Maddison. Yeah, I can't show my team. Yeah, the game's updating. It won't let me show the team. Sorry. What else have we got? Anything interesting in the chat? Dara says, really wishing last week I went for Alonso instead of James. Oh, well, it was a better move in hindsight. Yeah, I mean, hindsight is a wonderful thing, right? Alex Bird says, what's the thing next to Vardy? That's the thing I just put for like rotation risk. I think Vardy is in a severe rotation risk. Oh, Shane has just made an incredible point. If you want to see my team, just rewind the stream to like, what is it? If you rewind the stream to about 40 minutes in, I think that's about the time I finalised my transfer. James captain for Mathan. Risky. Mark says, hi Dan, have you considered doing a watch-along stream at some point? Maybe Everton versus Liverpool or Man United versus Arsenal. It's not going to happen this week, a watch-along stream. But when I get my new computer, when that arrives, I've ordered the new MacBook Pro, which has got the new amazing, crazy, high-tech chip in it, apparently. That is going to revolutionise my computing experiences. Once that arrives, it's going to put me in a position where I can do a lot more with streams. So when the new MacBook arrives, everything is going to, a lot of things are going to be updated and changed, particularly with the streams, which I'm really looking forward to. And we will potentially be doing watch-alongs, particularly if I'm bored and I don't have anything to do over the weekend other than watch football. I may as well bring you guys into the fun. Oliver says, why did you take Maddison instead of Bernardo Silva? Because I'm a little bit crazy. Oliver. Unfortunately. For all my sins. Dan Cross says, oh, cheeky little Christmas present. I managed to bag myself a PS5 today. Oh, nice one. Getting on the new gen consoles. They are really, really good. I'm an Xbox man myself, but gotta love it. But yes, I have treated myself to. I mean, it's not really a Christmas present. I mean, I can claim it's for work, really, can't I? I can. It's not a Christmas gift for myself. It's a work. It's a work investment. It's an investment. Think about it in a more boring way. It's an investment. No, it's not. It's both a present and an investment, because at the end of the day, you guys have known for ages these streams have been so laggy and quite basic, and more. And I'm capable of doing more, graphically and stuff like that. I've tried to do it. This computer just cannot handle it. I'm capable of doing more and making the videos and the streams a little bit better, but my technology is not quite there to allow me to do it. So if we're going to keep improving the channel, I mean, I've got 100,000 subscribers now. I've got to be serious. I've got to be taken seriously as a YouTuber, and that means making improvements to the channel. So there we go. Subham says, "Do not brag about your Mac. We know it's coming." Well, I'm only mentioning it because it is relevant. It's not about the it's not about me flexing it or anything else. Like you guys who know me know that I don't buy anything for myself. I'm wearing the same clothes that I've owned for the last 3 years. The only reason I'm even buying this is because because I need it. I need it to improve the videos. It's an investment. As someone says, claim the tax back, young man. Absolutely, yeah. The new is it the new M1 chip? Yes, it is the new M1 chip on the. Is it the 14-inch or 15-inch MacBook Pro? Yeah, so it's the new chip, and it is widely recognised to be incredibly powerful, like chalk and cheese compared to some of the even the Macs that are a few years old. Apparently it's just a huge upgrade from everything I've read and the reviews and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna help. And yeah, hopefully we can just do some better content for you guys, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Just making sure you guys have good stuff to watch, because it's not acceptable. The lag in the streams is not acceptable, and I don't want you guys to have to put up with that. But there we go. I won't talk about it anymore. The video scope says, cheeky going with Xbox is a differential going to cost you though. I've already had it for a year. I've got that one on pre-order. I'm obsessed with Xbox. Honestly, behind FPL, playing Xbox is absolutely a passion of mine. Playing FIFA, playing so much FIFA at the moment. Jay Smith says, what other gear do you use for your stream? Let me tell you guys, like I say, I don't buy stuff, ever. Like, I've bought basically 2 items in the last 2 years. The new Xbox and this new MacBook that's coming. I wear the same clothes. I wear the same, I wear the same trainers that I've been wearing for years. I haven't bought a new jacket or anything for like 4 years. Even the clothes that I do own, they're all just Christmas presents like my mum has got me. Like, I'm not someone who spends a lot of money, because I don't want to. I don't need things. But as for technology for the YouTube channel, let me show you what literally. I don't know how to show you. Let me see if I can move this webcam so you can kind of see, because the setup is super basic. And maybe I'll put a picture on Twitter. So I've got a desk, some foam, some like acoustic foam to stop me echoing and the sound. You probably can't see very well because it's quite dark in here. I've got 2 massive, they're called soft boxes. They're basically giant, like they have a light bulb and a big white screen in front of it to help with the, to just create a big load of lighting. And then I've got a MacBook. What's the non-pro version called? MacBook. I don't know. It's a few years old. It's just a basic MacBook, not powerful enough for these streams. And then a Blue Yeti mic as well. There you go. And there's a picture of my crotch as well, if you're interested in that. There you go. And then I've got my my gaming chair, my GT Omega, which I think I've had for about 6 years. All of the stuff I've had for years. It's the stuff I used on a previous YouTube channel. I've not, like I said, I'm not invested anything in this YouTube channel really. Yeah, someone has mentioned that like I had a wedding to pay for. Yeah, I had a wedding to pay for. I had a house move to pay for. like I didn't have Air. That's the name of the MacBook Air. There you go. Um, that's what's the situation's been. I've had a wedding and a house move, and there's just not been there's not been money, and that's fine. That's fine. Right, there we go. MacBook Air. That's what we're on right now, which isn't even mine. It isn't even mine. It's my wife's. It's my wife's, and she used it for uni work. That's it. It's not even my MacBook. It's my wife's. I do have another MacBook as well that I use. I do my editing on my other MacBook, which is like so old. Like the battery doesn't even work on it. Like it has to be plugged in at all times. It doesn't have all of the ports in it are broken, so I can't even plug in webcams or anything into it. And it runs at like 1 mile an hour. Like it takes so long to like render videos and stuff. Like I will make a video, and between me finishing the video and the full render time and upload time, it's honestly like an hour and a half, 2 hours between me completing the editing of a video and getting it online. So yeah, there we go. Suzanne said you would invested your time for this channel. That's a huge thing to investment. Yeah, absolutely. I've invested my time, and I've tried to bring in some skills that I've had from previous occupations and stuff like that. So there you go. Joshua Phillips says your wife is a uni student. Kinda. She's doing her masters. So does that count as being a student? Yeah. So there we go. But yeah, I mean, what I'm basically saying with the setup that I have, it is pretty basic. Acoustic foam is super cheap. The soft boxes that I have for the lighting are super cheap. You can pick them off Amazon for like 20 quid for a pair of them. The computers that I'm using are really old, which is fine. Fair enough, the microphone, I bought this about 4 years ago, and that was it must have been at least £100. So that was a little bit of an investment. But again, it's not new. You could get a second-hand one, I'm sure, for a lot cheaper. The webcam that I'm using right now, that's a Logitech. I can't show you the webcam, obviously, because how would I show you it? But that's a Logitech C920. I got that about 6 years ago. So, yeah, I get old stuff. Once you build all your stuff together, even if it's old stuff, it's fine, and it's not super expensive. I really do not have an expensive setup at all. So if any of you guys are thinking of starting up a YouTube channel, you don't really need the best gear possible. You don't need it. You don't need it. Jay Smith says thanks for the crotch shot. You're absolutely welcome. Simon says send me your old Mac when your new one comes. I might have to wipe it first. Shakalaka Mekaleka says, are you backing Nigeria in the upcoming AFCON? Yes, absolutely. I'll be getting a Nigeria shirt as well, and supporting Nigeria. For those of you who don't know, I do have a bit of Nigerian ancestry. Oh, get a mirror. That would work, wouldn't it? God, can I be bothered to go get a mirror, though? Absolutely not. Wait, hang on. What if I did like on my phone and did a flip? Wait, that's... definitely. Oh yeah, there you go. You can see the webcam there. So that's a Logitech C920. It's considered to be one of the best, or at least at the time it was considered the best webcam for streaming, for recording videos. Obviously, if you can hook up a DSLR, if you've got a computer powerful enough to hook up a DSLR, then obviously that's going to be really good as well. I don't know if I think a Logitech C920 is still one of the better webcams for streaming and recording, but yeah, maybe there's some better ones now. So there we go. Lee says, where's your wife at? Congrats on the marriage. She's at work at the moment, so she's not going to be available for any pop-ins to the stream, unfortunately, today. But she's pretty active on Twitter at the moment. She started a little FPL Twitter account. Bless her heart. She's getting a few followers. Doing all right. Well played. Well played, Morgan. Mrs. FPL, mate. Go. Riyadh says, if Nigeria go out, support Egypt because of me. Oh well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not really too attached to any other African nations, to be honest, other than Nigeria. Manan says, last FPL question, Dan. Should I be scared owning Vardy? Yeah. I mean, yeah, you should be a little bit scared. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty scary. I don't know if he's going to start or not. Luke V said, did you make a transfer in the end? Yes, I did. I took out Foden. I brought in James Maddison. Alan said, what's your wife doing her master's in? It's like, I can't remember the name. It's something super weird, like, she's a nurse. It's the nursing related degree, but I can't remember exactly what it's called. But it's a nursing master's. There we go. Dylan says, any stories for us today? Bad Christmas presents once. Do I have any stories? Not off the top of my head, no. What stories do I have? I tell you what, I'll plan a story for next stream. I'll plan a story for next stream. Because I'm sure I've got a few stories in the bag. Oh, I know I've got one. I've got a story for you guys. I've got a story. I think I've told this on stream before, but it was about a year ago, and I didn't really have many viewers back a year ago, so I'm sure a lot of you guys have not heard this story. Have I told this more recently? I don't know. Guys, have I told the story about the time I got arrested when I was in sixth form? Let me know. Fab, thank you for the super sticker, my friend. Love that. Yeah, guys, have I told the story about when I got arrested in sixth form? If I haven't, I'll tell that one. Luke V says, not the helicopter. Yep, it is the helicopter story, yeah. It's the helicopter story. Okay, Luke, you've heard this before then, but you've been around for a long time. I don't know if anyone else has heard it or not. While I wait to see if anyone can tell me that, let's see what other things are going on in the chat. Einar says, any thoughts on the West Ham fixtures for Gameweek 16? Yeah, love it. That's the Burnley fixture, right? From Gameweek 16. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I'm going to definitely be going in on Bowen in the near future. All right, okay. Most people don't know it, but okay. Well, okay. I'm just going to tell it then. I'm sure I have said it before, but we'll tell it again anyway. For those of you who haven't heard it, because we like a bit of story time on this channel, don't we? All right. Okay, so let me set the scene. I am probably 16 or 17 years old. I don't know what year this is, like early 2000s, I guess. Probably like 16 or 17 years old. And I'm in sixth form at the time, which is like later school, basically. It's just the final years of school. It's a little bit more informal. This is, I know if you're in the UK, you'll obviously know all this, but it's kind of the last couple of years in school. The work is hard, but the setting is a little bit less formal. And you can wear your own clothes and stuff like that, and it's a little bit more chilled in general, other than the work, which is a lot harder. Make that make sense. So in sixth form, in school. We'll just call it school. In school, we had a special day where everyone in our school year was going to dress up as what they wanted to be when they grew up. What they wanted to be as a kid when they grew up. So, when you're a kid, you want to be, you want to be a spaceman or you want to be a firefighter. It's always like a super kind of heroic, grandiose kind of job role, right? No one wants to be I don't know what a boring job is. No one wants to be an accountant, do they? Or a banker. You want to be a firefighter or a policeman, right? So everyone, that was the task. That was the fun thing everyone was going to do for the year. You pay £1. It raises money for charity. Everyone, you come in, you pay £1 and to charity, and you dress up as what you wanted to be when you grow up. So I was a little bit of a nerd when I was a kid. I mean, I still am, but I was a little bit of a nerd when I was a kid. And so when I was a little kid, I wanted to be an archaeologist when I grew up, so I could dust some dinosaur bones. Love it. So, as such, when I'm in sixth form, I'm going to dress up as an archaeologist. So I got this costume. It's a nice Indiana Jones type costume. I mean, not really. Basically, it was just like a khaki, cream-coloured, like very loose-fitting shirt and same coloured shorts. So just cream, khaki type, like loose clothes, and like a hat. Like a little, not like an archaeologist hat, I guess. I probably have a photo of it somewhere. In fact, I definitely have a photo of it. Let me find the photo, because I remember, I think I have a picture of my outfit at the time. So, a little, I definitely haven't shown this before. It was a long time ago. But anyway, I'll keep telling the story whilst I look for this photo. So, yeah, I was dressed up as an archaeologist. Everyone else was dressed up as different things. Everyone had like props and different stuff like that. And it came to our lunch break. And on our lunch break, what me and my few friends of mine used to like to do is to go out and... I can't find the photo. I might give up on that. We like to go out and get some lunch. So we went out. A few friends in... One of our friends had passed their driving test, so... So they were in the car. I wasn't driving. I didn't know how to drive at that time. Like I said, I was pretty young. So I was in the back of the car. But one of the friends in the car had a prop gun, like a fake gun, a kind of. Do you know what a cap gun is? It's one of those guns. It was kind of like a bright blue coloured plastic gun. And you put in these little kind of orangey red things into it. And when you pull the trigger, it makes a bang noise. I'm really struggling to find this photo. Maybe it's gone. Maybe it's deleted forever. And it makes a really loud bang noise when you pull the trigger. So one of my friends had this, and I thought I would be a funny banter boy, and I would take this weapon. I give up on finding this photo, by the way. I would take this weapon, and I would, as we were cruising along through the town during our lunch break, I would take this weapon and I'd shoot it at people, passers-by, if you like. Just because, I was like a kid, a bit of an idiot, thought it was funny. Oh, let's just pretend to shoot people. It makes a loud bang noise. The gun itself is very obviously not real. It's bright blue. It's got one of those orange ends on it, so it's a fake gun, and it just makes a bang noise. Probably not even that loud. It just makes a kind of pop noise, right? And basically, I got back to school after the lunch break. I've had my fun. I've got my sandwich from Asda or whatever from the supermarket, from the shop. I get back to the school, and when I arrive back there are police waiting in the school car park. And when I say police, I mean big police trucks with German Shepherd dogs in the back, right? On leads, being walked around. Police officers, armed police officers with bulletproof jackets and assault rifles. And they identify the car that I've just pulled in on. I'm pulled out the car. I am put face down on the bonnet on the front of this police car, or the police van, I guess, with an assault rifle pointing in my back. There's a helicopter circling the school, a police helicopter, and I think it costs something like, it costs thousands of pounds in taxpayer money just to launch a helicopter. It's so expensive. So I'm back at school in the car park, face down on the front of a police car, assault rifle in my back, German Shepherd as outstation dogs on lead, sniffing around, helicopter circling above. Crazy stuff. Oh my God, what is happening? What is happening right now? Well, it turns out someone had reported that they had been shot. They had given a description of the car, of the student, and they have said, I've been shot. Oh my God, the police, you need to come down. I've been shot. There's been a shooting in this town. There's been a shooting. I mean, of course, no one was actually shot. There was no bullets in the weapon. You know, there wasn't even plastic bullets or pellets. There was nothing. It just made a noise. There was no bullets. No one had been shot. But someone had reported that they had literally been shot. Not that they heard a shooting, that they had been shot. So the police, naturally, they have to respond to this. So they've found the car. They've followed the car. They've identified that this car, you know, belonged to a student at the school that I go to. So when I arrive, they're ready for me. They're ready for me. Crazy. So I mean, I'm pleading. I'm saying, dude, this honestly, it was not a real gun. I was just messing around. I'm just a stupid kid. I'm so sorry. I really did not mean to scare anyone or anything like that. I was just messing about. I was just messing around. And basically, I showed. I said, go to the car. You can see. Go find the gun. Show the gun. Go and have a look. You can see it's just a plastic gun. It just makes it just makes a loud noise. Go get it. Go try it out. I don't know if I said go try it out, but And they went to get it, and they said, and they tried it out, and they they confirmed that it wasn't a real weapon. But then they were saying, no. Someone has reported that they've been shot. This isn't the real gun. Someone's been shot. So where's the real gun that you actually used? And at this point, I was like, I mean, what else can I say? So I guess, I mean, at that point, obviously I was really scared. I'd done all my pleading. What else can I say? At that point, you just have to comply, right? You just have to comply. So that's exactly what I did. It didn't go any further. The police did quickly kind of identify that there was no gun. I was fully searched. The car was fully searched. Obviously I was in huge trouble at school for this. Huge trouble, because I represent the school at the end of the day when I go and do these things. But the police eventually identify that there is no gun, there is no shooting. They talk to this witness again, and it comes out, okay, no one has actually been shot. There was just a noise. It was very, very quickly brushed under the carpet, because it was apparently quite an embarrassing thing for the police. The fact that they used so much resource on what was essentially a false report. So there we go. I got in a lot of trouble at school. I got in a lot of trouble with the law. Well, I didn't get a criminal record for anything, because technically I don't think I broke the law. When I say I was shooting people out the window, I was just messing about, just going bang, 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 bang with a fake gun out the window, a few times. I don't think I broke any laws, right? So there we go. Someone said in the chat that those police helicopters are £1,700 per hour. So yeah, like I say, this was a really embarrassing thing for the police, because they got in big problems. Ethan says you got suspended from school. Yes, I did. I did get suspended. Luke V said I hope the false report guy got in trouble. I don't know if they got in trouble. Apparently it was a lady though. Apparently it was a lady who reported it. Probably a Karen, if we're honest. Probably a Karen. But yeah, it was insane. It was insane. Alan says, this sounds like a movie I watched. It's Dan talking about Die Hard. I'm not quite that cool. Someone said it also in the... Patrick says, if someone's been shot, go find the person who was shot. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what happened. And I think that's why I didn't get in any trouble in the end, because... and how it kind of... Because it did end very, very abruptly, kind of thing. It went from full, everything's going on, helicopter, armed police, to... basically nothing, very, very quickly, after a certain amount of time. And I'm guessing that the victim, the would-be victim, had been identified, and there's no wounds or anything like that. All right. So what did your parents say? I don't think I told them. I don't think did you become popular in school? I did become popular in school over that, to be fair. Luke says definitely a Karen. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a Karen, right? Karen Karen thinks she got shot, but she didn't. Definitely didn't. Simon says sue the school for wrongful suspension. Well, no, because I still it still was, I still did something wrong at the end of the day, because I shouldn't, I was when you are on a lunch break at school, you are still, under the jurisdiction of the school, and I was out and about being a bit of a dick. I was being a bit of a dick. I'm not gonna pretend I was being sensible, because I wasn't. I was messing about with a fake gun. That's not exactly a cool thing to do, is it? Really. Tonde says in America that would have ended differently, and yeah, people have told me this before, particularly as I'm an ethnic minority. It could potentially been very different. Could have been very, very different. Lineups are out, so I'll get on Twitter as we wrap up story time. And I'll keep reading through some of your comments as well. But yeah, did your friends laugh afterwards? Yeah, of course they did. The Scrambler says UK's weird. You'd actually get in trouble if you defended yourself. Self-defense. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I would not try and beat that. Luke V says, how many helicopter stories do you have? That is a different one from the other one you told. I don't think I have another helicopter story. I think I've only ever been in a helicopter once. So, unless it was that story. AMR says, why would they need helicopter and so much forces for just someone shooting, even if it's real? I guess because it's so rare. Shootings do not happen in the UK at all. So I guess if it were to happen, it would elicit a fairly strong response, right? It's just so, it's, you don't hear about it at all. There we go. Jamie says, he said he could chat for a few more minutes. Now it's been half an hour. I know. I just like streaming. I like chatting to you guys. A few people asked, what my ethnic background is. So I'm 1/4 Nigerian. I've said this. Yeah, I have said this a few times, but I can't expect everyone to remember it every time. And to be fair, in videos and streams, you probably can't tell how dark my skin is. But in person, you can see that I'm not white. But the lighting in here maybe is whitewashing me a little bit. There we go. But there we go. That's the situation. Bunny Via says stabbings happen a lot in the UK. Yeah, that's true. Shootings are rare. Yeah, it doesn't happen. That's why it's such a big response. It is so rare. FPL Plus says, did the police keep the cap gun? I actually have no idea. Twisted Parky, I'm guessing. Twisted Sparky, you are either in the police force or know some people who are, or just very much into it. You saying they would need a helicopter to track from the air if it were a shooter. That is obviously very serious. So there you go. Yeah. So I'm guessing that the helicopter was there to kind of track down the car, right? Total Tactics says, have a good game week, Dan, and to you, my friend. Good luck. Ikwan says, you're not the whitest white person I've ever seen, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm not the whitest white person. I'm almost there, but I'm not quite. I'm not quite white as white, but that's all right. Nigerian is a nationality, not a race. You mean you're quarter African? Yeah, I know. Yeah, okay. I know it's not a race, but when I say, I'm quarter West African, people often say, whereabouts? So yeah. That is the quarter of my nationality, which I'm sure helps to paint a good picture of my background, I guess. LS Gaming says, Dan, do you know the Sidemen? No, I don't. I don't know the Sidemen, unfortunately. Although interestingly, there are a few there are a few FIFA YouTubers who do follow me. Who I have interacted with, who are, they're really nice actually. Tunechi says, oh no, I missed the entire helicopter story. Scroll back. Totally F2P says 20 plus notifications. Damn, that's just a dream for a small account. To be fair, I've not been on Twitter for the last 2 hours. Chad Smith says, if you get the helicopter out every time a bullet gets shot in Trinidad, the government will go broke. Damn, is it that bad? Wow. Someone said about the other 3 quarters. The other 3 quarters, as far as I know, are just plain old Mr. White. I did an ancestry test thing to find out, but it's just white British and a little bit of like French in there as well, which is to be expected. You know, not even any interesting parts of Europe. So I don't have any Eastern Europe ancestry or anything like that. It is pretty British. So I mean, at least I've got a splash of African in there. That's always nice. But yeah, let's have a look at the lineups. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already seen this, to be honest. But I mean, I've not seen the lineups. A few people commenting on the stories and stuff like that. Can we find the notification from? Oh, this is so. Oh, there we go. Right, this is what I'm after. Because they always post the lineups here, and in a nice format there. Okay, so Dubravka, Manquillo, Shah, Clark, Lewis, Shelby, Willock, Fraser, Joe Linton, Sam Maximan, and Wilson. Any big absentees there? Not really. There was rumours that Gale might come in, but obviously that's not happened. Crafts, he's gone to the bench. I mean, the only thing is that's a 4 at the back, right? Manquillo, Shah, Clark, Lewis. Is it 4-2? 4-4-2? Is it 4-4-2? Or 4-4-2-3-1 maybe? Interesting, either way. 4-2-3-1 maybe. Okay. So, that is kind of interesting actually. I take that back. Newcastle going to a 4 at the back. Yeah. Dimstra says, if it's random chat, yeah, we'll do a bit of random chat. Why is your team called Moscow? You definitely aren't Russian. My team is called BSKA Moscow because it's like CSK or CSK Moscow, but I've changed it to BSK Moscow because BSKA stands for buy, sell, keep, avoid. Yeah? Buy, sell, keep, avoid. Moscow. So it's just a little pun that I thought was quite funny. Yeah, that's that is 4 at the back, isn't it, guys? Which is interesting. So that seems maybe that's the. Oh my God, Newcastle with 4 at the back. Oh, my word. Lascelles missing. Yeah, we did know that though. We did know that Lascelles would be missing. Yeah, 4 at the back. Okay, well, with that squad, Newcastle having 4 at the back, Pookie's going to have an absolute dream. And if they keep playing 4 at the back, oh my God, everyone target Newcastle. Because, man, that is not a Premier League defence, is it? Manquillo, Shah, Clark, Jamal Lewis. Oh well. For Norwich, we have got Pookie, Solis, Sargent, Gilmore, Rupp, McLean, Williams, Gibson, Hanley, Aarons, and Krul. Any surprises there? Not really, is there? Not really. Is that actually going to be line up with that like that with Gilmore playing in that advanced position? Probably not, but maybe. You say Rupp potentially plays a little bit further up the pitch, right? There we go. Right, anyway, there's the lineups, guys. We can go up. How long have we been streaming for? An hour and 40 minutes. Should we do any more random chat or are we done? Are we done, guys? I mean, the football starts in 20 minutes. Maybe we'll just keep going until the kickoff and then I'll go and watch the football. I've got nothing else to do. All right, we'll stay on. Right, what have we got? Ethan says, Dan, you should do game week predictions. Would love to see it. I see so much of that, though. Do we really need more? I don't know, maybe. AMR says, are you comfortable mentioning your religious beliefs? I feel like mentioning religious beliefs is never something that ends well. Because all you do... football starts at 7:30, that's 50 minutes. Okay, yeah, I always get this wrong because I always, in my head, because the deadlines have always been an hour before kickoff, for some reason, my head always goes to, an hour after, 2 hours after you start streaming, that's when the football starts. So I'm completely wrong there, and I do apologise, because in my head, I'm still thinking deadline is 1 hour before kickoff, when it absolutely isn't. And I'm pretty all over the place already because midweeks. But yeah, my apologies, guys. It is a 7:30 kickoff, not a 7 p.m. kickoff. Well, I mean, depending on where you live. Okay, right. I think it'll let me show my team now anyway, so let's have a look. We could do my boss team as well. But let's do points, because that'll show, hopefully. Because a few of you guys did not see a few notifications on Twitter as well. Dan messaged the side men for no reason. I'm not in DMs with any side men, unfortunately. I can't. But like I said, a few FIFA YouTubers follow me. Who are some FIFA YouTubers you might know that is not as interesting as the Sidemen, but it's kind of on the same wavelength, right? Chris MD follows me. Reeve, who I actually do speak to reasonably frequently. Nepenthes as well, he follows me. I don't know how many people that's it's interesting to, but it's cool that the FIFA YouTubers are playing FPL as well, right? Jamie says, thoughts on the game's been on Amazon. I've got 10 subscriptions on top of Sky and BT. Yeah, that's a lot of subscriptions if you got that many. But no, I think I actually quite like Amazon, the games being on Amazon, because it's also like, particularly like coming towards Christmas, it's quite useful to have Amazon Prime at this time of year because you can order stuff. So, yeah. Buy to Let Maverick says, do you know how long it usually takes to update after the deadline? Usually about 30 to 40 minutes after the deadline, the game will update. Dan Cross says, my mate has captain Wilson. Bold. That is very bold. That is very bold indeed. But there you go. Dan, are you aiming to get back into the top 100k this week or just Green Arrow? Honestly, I'm not feeling any pressure to get into the top 100k at this stage of the top 100k, top 100. Sorry, at this stage. I think it's Deep Kundu. Thanks for becoming a channel member, by the way. Yeah, what I really need to do is just make sure I'm in and around. I'm within touching distance of number 1. And maintain that for as long as possible. Then we'll get into chip season, and I'll try and make some major gains then. Really, right now it's I'm not going to put pressure into going into the top 100 necessarily, but I would like to stay as close to first place as possible. For now. Dim Steris is leader of my country leaderboard. Is your follower? He bought Madison. Oh my god. What else have we got in here? Roman LB says Reeve seems like the nicest guy. Yeah, Reeve is genuinely such a nice bloke. Like, genuinely nice bloke. And I'm hopefully going to be meeting up with him in the new year as well. Because I've not actually met him yet. We speak relatively frequently. Maybe once every couple of weeks. But it's mostly us just both chatting about FPL because he loves FPL, by the way. Reeve does. He is obsessed. Do you have any Premier League footballers follow you? No, honestly, no one really. I'm not like famous or anything like that. I'm just like any other person. Do you have any Premier League followers? Premier League footballers following you? You're just as likely as me. Oh, there we go. Jeff Bezos has too much money. I try not to use Amazon. Yeah, I totally get what you mean, but I get what you mean. Goal is surely to stay in the top 1k over this hectic period. I kind of get what you mean, but I would prefer to stay in the top maybe 500, because as soon as you get down to the top 1k, like there is a gap developing between, you know, say the 1000th placed player and the 100th placed player. There is a little bit of a gap developing there. So being in the top the top 1,000 players is a little bit too far away from first place. Now, obviously, it's still absolutely amazing. So, don't get me wrong. It would be amazing to finish in the final 1,000, right? But it's like, you know, if I want to win FPL, I've got to be in that little bit of a better position than just top 1k. But honestly, if I finish if I finish the season ranked like 999th, I would be over the moon. I'd obviously be over the moon, and I would have taken that at the beginning of the season all day long. But you know, as things stand, I've got to try and win it at least, right? Dan Cross has put in the chat, who's coming to Fantasy Football Fest? Yeah, I'd actually be interested to know if any of you guys are coming to Fantasy Football Fest as well, because I'll be there. Dan Cross, our supreme moderator legend, will be there as well. So we'll have a little bit of I don't know, a little bit of an FPL Mate gang there. So I guess if any of you guys are going to be at Fantasy Football Fest, that would be pretty cool as well to meet a few of you guys. It's in January, I believe. So yeah, do let me know in the chat. Nico Laus says, does the winner of FPL actually win 100k, or is that just an urban legend? No, they definitely don't win £100,000. No, that's not possible. LS Gaming says, bruh, you said you speak frequently every couple of weeks. For us, 2005 plus generation, a couple of weeks is very rarely. Well, you know, but it goes in spells. Sometimes I'll speak to him like every day for an entire week. Sometimes I won't speak to him for like 2 weeks. I'm not gonna pretend he's like my best friend, but I would say that he is a friend. 2005 plus generation, by the way, that's absolutely mad that you were born in 2005 or later. And by the way, it is so cool to see people like a little bit younger getting involved in FPL. It's so cool to see, because for so long, for so many years, FPL was just dominated by, you know, 30, 40-year-old white blokes from England. And now it's gone international. You know, we've got appeal from younger people as well. It's absolutely amazing. So yeah, massive. Every time someone says, "Oh, I'm like 16, I'm like 17, and I play FPL," it's like, that is so cool. I'm so glad it's becoming more like accessible for so many different types of people, more diverse amount of people. Because it's nice to see more people represented in FPL. It really is, and just to go a little bit more mainstream, it's wicked. Have I been to any games recently? No, none. I think the last game I went to was about 2 years ago. In fact, I think it was exactly 2 years ago. November 2019. I think it was Arsenal, Newcastle. For you guys born in 2006. Yeah. 2009 from Daryl. That's incredibly young, but fair enough. Wow, you guys. That's sick. A few people want to talk about the Ballon d'Or. Not really my speciality. Obviously we all wanted Lewandowski to win. I mean, most of us wanted Lewandowski to win it, I think. But you know, it's the Messi show. It's a popularity contest for a lot. And you know, how we could talk forever about the legitimacy of the Ballon d'Or, but there we go. A few people saying they're like pretty young. People saying their sons play FPL as well, and then, you know, people saying from the different countries as well. That's wicked, guys, honestly. Chris says 1991. That's not that old, Chris. That's not old. That's not that old, mate. Don't you worry. But no, that is so cool that there are a lot of young people, because yeah, it's just good to get everyone involved. FPL doesn't need to be just a game for people who have been playing it for years and years and years. It's something for everyone. Like I've been playing FPL for probably about, since I was pretty young, to be fair. I've probably been playing for about, actually, how long? I don't know. I think I've probably been playing for about 8 years. But I didn't start taking it seriously and actually get involved and actually really, really get involved in FPL, watching videos, consuming other content, podcasts, going on FPL Twitter, until literally the last couple of years. So, I'm still a baby in FPL terms. So it's possible to learn a lot of FPL really quickly. You don't have to be a 10-year veteran to do well in FPL. And that's, a big part of what I wanted this YouTube channel to be about. It's about not just me, or it's about me learning. It's about me as someone who is being born into, taking FPL really seriously just for a couple of years, and learning as I go on, seeing what I can discover, see if I can share what I'm discovering with you guys, and just show you that you don't have to be an FPL veteran to do well. And I think that is a really big point, and a point that not a lot of people agree with, to be fair. Not a lot of people agree with that. There is a huge amount of people in the FPL community who really do think you need to have been in the top percentile, 1 percentile, maybe first percentile of fantasy football performers for a consistency of 10 plus years in order to be considered, good at FPL. I don't agree with that. I think, as long as you're willing to learn, as long as you're a quick learner, and as long as you're, prepared to throw the rule book out sometimes and mix things up and keep fresh and keep on top of things and really basically just try, anyone can be a good FPL manager. And yeah, fair enough. I do understand. You probably do need a few years experience to get to the top, right? But you don't need to be a 10-year veteran to do well in FPL. I mean, it helps, I'm sure, but you don't need it. But yeah, there we go. Few people saying it's their first year. Good, yeah, that's awesome. Honestly, you don't need to have been playing a long time to do well. You really don't. I think my first series season, I think I finished around 60,000th in the world. I was pretty happy with that. Second season was literally last season. There you go. See, we got a few people in the chat already say, 10 years. It shows consistency. It isn't brain science. Yeah, of course it shows consistency, but I don't think, if someone has performed really well over the last 3 years, can you honestly say that you can't say that they're a good FPL manager? And equally, we've got people in the chat that are saying, they've been playing for 10 years and then, they don't necessarily know what they're doing. They're maybe only taking it a little bit more seriously now. You don't have to be playing a long time. I really don't think that. And I know people would disagree with me but I think it's gatekeeping. I think it's gatekeeping a little bit to say you have to have been around for 15 years to do well at FPL. I don't like that. I want FPL to be accessible. I want everyone to get involved. I want everyone to have fun with it, and not make it an enclosed community or a snobbish community kind of thing. I'd like everyone to get involved and enjoy it and have the fun with it, and I don't want anyone to have an inferiority complex. If you go into FPL thinking I don't know what I'm talking about, I've only been playing for a couple of years, I should just listen to people who've been playing for 10 years. You end up, I'm sure people who've been playing for a long time, there's disadvantages to that as well. Maybe things that worked 10 years ago aren't working as well now. Are people quick to adapt? If you can, brilliant. If you can't, then, maybe that's actually a disadvantage. I'm not bashing on people who have been playing for a long time. I mean, technically, I've been playing for a long time. But yeah, I mean, Luke V says you also don't have to be good at FPL to enjoy it. Absolutely, it's a fun game. I like making fun picks in my team sometimes. I've gone for Maddison this week. It's a fun, exciting pick. If a player doesn't excite me, I'm not going to bring them into my fantasy team because it's fun, right? It's fun. So yeah, Bunny V says 1 to 2 years is more than enough to be good at FPL. As long as you are, taking it seriously for 1 or 2 years, right? You do have to consume content. You do have to learn a lot. You do have to understand. You have to watch a fair bit of football. You need to know how to analyze stats. But you can learn all this stuff fairly quickly. You can learn all this stuff. Yeah, Dan Cross says you've got to play your own game. Yeah, absolutely. You've also got to play your own game. And if you have an inferiority complex and think, I've only been going for a year or two, do I trust myself? Yeah, if you've been working hard trying to get good at FPL for the last year, then absolutely, why not trust yourself, right? Why not, big yourself up. Big yourself up. Jamie Aaron says, what's the main aim year by year? Top 10k seems to be what people justify a good season. Honestly, I think probably I like to use top 1% as a good finish. This year, top 1% will be 85, 90,000th in the world. If you can finish in the top 90,000 players, or even 100,000 players in the world by the end of this year, you should be really, really proud of yourself. Really proud of yourself. So the Silent Raw says, this is my first full year, 8.2k overall rank. Incredible. Incredible. LS Gaming says, what tips would you give for life to our generation? I don't know if I'm the best role model necessarily. Luke V says, off to watch the football on Prime. Enjoy, my friend. Enjoy. Tip for your life. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I signed up for this. Look after your teeth. That's always a good tip. I don't know. Just follow your passion, I guess. Follow your passion. If you're really passionate about something, throw yourself into it and don't give up on it. I've been trying to be a YouTuber for the past 10, 15 years of my life, and I've only just achieved it. And I did it through, just never giving up and always trying to learn new stuff and develop skills and stuff like that in the things that I'm passionate about. In school, this is probably terrible advice, but in school I usually wasn't concentrating because I was too busy making little videos. I was meant to be writing, an assignment or something, but in like English class, literature class or something like that, I was meant to be writing like a short story or something, but instead I'd be making little graphics and drawing little cartoons and making little animations and stuff like that. Because I didn't have access to the stuff at home. Now, a lot of you guys will have access to computers and software at home. And I would just say, if you are passionate about anything, the internet, computers, sport, whatever, follow your passion as much as you can. And there you go. That's basically all I can say. That's all I can say to the younger generation. Those are my words of advice. I don't know if that's good advice or not. Like I said, I don't know if I'm a particularly good role model or not. And be nice to people as well. Kindness costs nothing. Right, there you go. Now that that's out of the way, Chris Jago says, be compassionate. Yeah, definitely. Someone say a good question from Brian Chan. Says, can you make a living being an FPL YouTuber? Yes you can. I do, but I don't know. I think the problem is with YouTube is that you cannot go into it expecting to earn a living. It's gonna take a while. For me, it took 15 years to start making a living from YouTube. That is not something you just pick up and you just quit your job and start doing it. Yes, you can make a living being a YouTuber, but it's not a, I don't know. It's not something you just do. It takes a lot of work. You've got to love doing it, and you've got to love doing it for free for years before you even think about making money from it. But yes, it's technically possible. But if you're not prepared to put in the work, then it becomes less possible, right? Einar says, what about us old farts? Any advice for us? I got nothing. Maybe you've got something for me. AC says, be a good person, not a nice person. Okay, yeah, I guess so. I guess I agree. LS Gaming says, yes, that's important. You're very humble and nice, always smiling. That's the main thing. I'm always smiling because I'm a very happy dude. I mean, I get to sit here talking to you guys for 2 hours on a Tuesday evening. Why would I not be happy? Why would I not be happy? Jack Knows Football says, I'm taking my GCSE soon. Dan, any tips? I mean, I did very, very averagely on my GCSE, so I'm probably not the right person to ask, but try. I guess try. Try your best, because, you know, it becomes a bit of a pain if you've got to retake them and stuff. You don't want that, really. But yeah, massive good luck for your GCSEs, though. Hope you do really well. But also remember that, and again, I feel like this is terrible advice. But your grades are not going to define the rest of your life. They're really not. But it is important. They give you a really good foot in the door, and they give you opportunities. So your grades will give you opportunities, more opportunities. But don't put too much pressure on yourself, because they will not define your life. I certainly haven't defined mine. Brian says, you mean it requires a lot of sacrifice without expecting too much in return before YouTube pays you back. That's exactly it, Brian. Yeah. So, you know, like before, when I first started this YouTube channel, and that was about 1.5 years ago, the first, 9 months, I didn't get paid a penny. You know, there was no money whatsoever. There was no sponsorships. There was nothing. And that was fine, because I loved doing it. It was such good fun. I enjoy making the YouTube videos so much. I was enjoying learning FPL. I was enjoying learning so many different tricks that I'm developing from my previous experience on YouTube. I was enjoying it so much that it didn't matter. And, you know, I would finish work at 5 p.m. and I would just, you know, work computer off, personal computer on. Let's work for another, 5-6 hours into the early hours of the night making YouTube stuff. I didn't really go. Luckily, it was over COVID, so I didn't really have many opportunities to leave the house anyway. But I wasn't really going out. I wasn't really, playing many video games or anything, or spending much time with friends. Or I probably neglected my wife a little bit as well, to be honest. I mean, she was working really hard at the time as well, because being a nurse during COVID, she was doing a lot of hours as well. So we were both working really hard in many ways. But it wasn't a sacrifice, because I love doing it, and I think that's the difference. If you are passionate about something, then it's not a sacrifice, and I think that's how people succeed. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong here, like I keep saying, but I feel like if you're passionate about something, and you can spend and you want to spend all of your spare time doing something, you actively want to do that, then eventually, I guess you'll succeed in it. Maybe. I don't know. There we go. Tangra says, having noticed many on the walk home, should Christmas decorations be up in November, yay or nay? That's a hard yes from me. I've got 2 Christmas trees up in my house. I've got one in the bedroom and one in the lounge. The Christmas tree in the bedroom is a game changer, by the way. It's such a nice, cute little thing. I only got a little one in the bedroom, to be fair, but went to Homebase, picked that up for like 20 quid the other week. Well, last week. Cheap decorations. It's just good fun. LS Gaming says, I'm thinking of lots of questions from you, LS, but hopefully we're going to help you out. I'm thinking of streaming on Twitch when I just play for fun, FIFA, real life, FPL, anything. Why not, right? Why not, right? Yeah, absolutely. Throw yourself into it. Throw yourself into whatever you want to do. Just throw yourself into it. Like, if you're enjoying doing it, do it. The difficulty is with gaming is that the market is so oversaturated that you at some point you do need to specialize, really. You do. Dan Cross says he's unsubscribing. What? Because of the Christmas decorations up in November. You're not a big fan. You don't like the Christmas tree up. Is it that you don't like the decorations being up in November, or you don't like the Christmas tree in the bedroom? Because I love that. Christmas socks, however, all year round. Yeah, no, I'm feeling that as well. Christmas socks, I'm feeling it. Oh, Morgan is apparently in the chat right now. Why is my wife watching my streams? She's probably wondering why I'm still streaming for so long. It's because you're not here, Morgan. You don't finish work for another hour, so I've got nothing to do. I'm lonely, so I'm talking to my good friends on the internet. But she says, Dan won't let me put more decorations up. Yes, yeah, we can put more decorations up. We can. But we probably shouldn't spend any more money on decorations because we've got a leak in the bathroom that needs fixing. And I've just spent way too much money on a new computer. Aren't you hungry? Yeah, I am. But I usually cook dinner for ready for when Morgan comes back from work. Working as a nurse, she's working 12-hour shifts, so I'll cook ready for her to come back when she comes back about 8:30. Make sure dinner's on the table. LS Gamer says, would you consider doing fan team at some point? Not in detail, could help us all make a bit of money. I don't really want to endorse the gambling side of things, to be honest. I mean, I don't know, is fan team gambling? I'm not a huge fan of anything where you have to sacrifice money in the hopes of getting money and you might not get money back. Like, I've had so many companies approach me about, doing fairly lucrative like sponsorship deals and stuff like, and partnerships with kind of betting companies, pseudo betting companies and stuff like that. And I'm really not a fan of it because I don't really, FPL is a free game that's for fun, right? And for a lot of people, it's an escape from gambling. So, for that reason, I don't really want to touch that kind of stuff. Don't want to touch that kind of stuff. Einar says it started snowing here in Reykjavik. Reykjavik? I never know how to pronounce that. Is it Reykjavik? Reykjavik? Whatever. I don't know if it was that or a few Christmas beers that I had, but it got me into a Christmas mood, so I decorated everything. Yes! Come on! Decorate! Let's do it. Let's do it. Decorate the whole house. It doesn't matter if it's November. It doesn't matter. We're gonna put those we're gonna get into the spirit. If it makes you happy, do it. If putting up Christmas decorations in November makes you happy, do it. There is no issue with that. Reykjavik. There you go. Thank you. So close. Never mind. Ethan says, have a similar exam to GCSE this month on the 9th of December. Hope you do well. Please wish me luck. Well, good luck, Ethan. I hope you do smash it, my friend. AC says, Dan, are you coming to London anytime soon? Yes, I'll be coming to London in January for Fantasy Football Fest. So I'll be at Fantasy Football Fest. If any of you guys are there as well, it would be awesome to meet some of you guys. Oh, there's a lot of controversial or like different ways of pronouncing Reykjavik. I quite like that, Reykjavik. But that sounds a little bit too. It doesn't sound English enough. If I'm gonna be a proper English, proper English, we're gonna pronounce it the English way. Reykjavik. Oh no, I like it. So right, you're saying Reykjavik. All right. What's for dinner? So different people are saying different things. I don't know what I'm not going to say it anymore. Bunny V says, already December where I live. Well, congratulations on your Decemberiness. What's for dinner? I don't know yet. Morgan, if you're still in the chat, what do you want for dinner? I'll cook it. Otherwise, I'm going to make it up on the spot. It's going to be like, I'm just going to be like pasta and then some jam and then some tomato ketchup, maybe an onion whole and a bit of apple in there. We'll do like an apple, onion, jam, ketchup pasta. Cheese, obviously. I'm not a monster, but yeah. I don't know what I'm going to cook. I do need to start thinking about it soon, really, don't I? Your last attempt was the correct one. I've forgotten it already. Reykjavik. Forgotten it. Reykjavik. Yeah, I've lost it. I've lost it. I don't know how to say it. Reykjavik. Was it Reykjavik? Reykjavik. There we go. Oh, Morgan wants spaghetti bolognese. She's still here. Why are you... Go back to work. Do you not have patience to attend to? Stop watching my stream. Reykjavik. Oh, now I sound really Scandinavian. It sounds like I'm mocking your accent. Reykjavik. I don't like this anymore. It's starting to... I'm starting to sound a little bit racist here. I don't want to do that. Right, but spaghetti bolognese, that's what's coming up. It's spaghetti bolognese night tonight. Goldfish memory, yeah, I know. I mean, my brain is so full of FPL stuff right now that I don't know what to do. Callum says spag bowl is the FPL template food equivalent. Yeah, it's yeah, kinda. I will be replacing the beef mince with pork mince because we are a beef-free household. Well, I am anyway. But yeah, spaghetti bolognese is absolutely banging. Absolutely love that, and it's quite easy to cook as well. So yeah, we're gonna go for it. Fury Inferno, thank you very much for becoming a member. I don't know what in the last hour has convinced you to become a member of an FPL channel. Have we even spoken about FPL in the last hour at all? I've gone so off topic. Marcus says only Iceland isn't Scandinavia. Okay, well there's different definitions, isn't there? There's like the Scandinavian like economic area, right? And then there's other. Oh, I mean, I'm really sorry if I've offended anyone by calling Iceland Scandinavia. I don't know. Dan, see you later, mate. Enjoy the footy. But yeah, I don't know. There's different definitions of Scandinavia depending on who you ask, which is a little bit strange. And there's different names for different combinations of the, I guess, Nordic countries. Can we say Nordic countries? I think that's okay. A few people asking why I don't eat beef. It's purely environmental, actually. Purely environmental because the beef, well, environmental and kind of, well, mostly environmental to be honest. The beef industry's is quite bad in terms of, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys know this already, and I don't want to be a person who preaches at all, so I'm not going to be doing this. But yeah, basically, the beef industry is not good for things like deforestation and animal rights and stuff like that. It's not great. So yeah, I'll leave it there. But I don't eat a lot of meats that I feel the industry negatively affects the environment. I'm not a massive environmentalist or anything like that, but it's nice to do a little bit if it doesn't inconvenience you too much. Like, not having beef in my life doesn't bother me, so it's not like it's not a big sacrifice. So it's like, fine, I may as well. A few people saying they like these parts of the stream. Fine. If you enjoy it, then we'll keep going for another. I am going to go watch the football in, literally 15 minutes. So, I'm going to have to go at least, within the next 10 minutes. What's your beef with beef? Good one. Diedrich says, hi from Sweden. Favorite destination you've been at? Oh, I don't know. Really enjoyed... I've not really been to too many places. I really enjoyed Portugal. I really enjoyed... the Algarve in Portugal was really, really nice. Really enjoyed going there. Ibiza was pretty cool. I went to Florida. I've been to Disney World a couple of times as a kid. That was obviously an amazing experience when you're a child. But I've not really been to any of the places that I really, really want to go to. I'd like to go to a Norway or an Iceland. I'd like to go to like a New York and the hustle and bustle of all of that. I'd like to go to that's pretty much it. Now, maybe Japan. I'm really into the Japanese culture, so I'd really be interested in doing that. So I've only really been on holidays that my family have happened to go on. So wherever my parents wanted to go on holiday, those are my favourite places I've been to. Yeah, not a big traveller really, which I probably should think about doing a little bit more of that, to be honest. Finland and Iceland are not Scandinavian, they are Nordic. Right, I'll remember that. Damn, you hit 102k by talking non-FPL. Have we hit 102,000 subscribers? If so, that is wicked. Thank you, guys. Watch along. Yeah, no, I don't have the technology for the watch along, unfortunately. What happened to Reece James? Apparently he had an injury. I don't know. Gaming with Myron says, why isn't Morgan a member? Sus. Yeah, that is sus, actually. Maybe it's a fake account. What about Nigeria? You know, like, there's a few suggestions of African countries. I don't know if that's a little bit too far out of my comfort zone. I mean, I think Japan is a little bit too far out of my comfort zone. Like, I'm quite, and this is pretty bad, and it's why I don't travel. I'm not a very, like, confident person. I get anxious very, very easily. I get overwhelmed by things quite easily, which is fine. I know a lot of people, you know, have similar experiences. So, you know, typically if I want to go on holiday somewhere, I would rather kind of ease myself into it and go for some of the countries that are a little bit more familiar to me, and then we can kind of expand to, you know, Asia or Africa or kind of things like that. But yeah, that's just me. One day I'd like to go to Nigeria, or I'd like to go to East Asia. Maybe South Asia as well, but yeah, I feel like I need to ease myself into that a little bit. Einar says, "Wow, it doesn't show." No, it doesn't, because honestly, this is my safe space. Like, YouTube is something I'm just really passionate about, and when I get in front of a camera, it's just like boom, love it. This is where I can express myself and feel confident and feel happy. That's why I'm always so happy when I'm making videos, right? But yeah, I'm not a big outdoors person or big adventurous person or anything like that. So yeah, see you later, Morgan. Maybe look at the Leeds Palace lineup. Yeah, we can do that. That's a good idea. Someone said Benteke benched. I did have a suspicion, to be fair. I did have a suspicion after Vieira's comments. I had a suspicion. There you go. Africa is amazing. You get to meet lions and elephants. It sounds amazing. Lions, elephants, they do sound amazing. Don't get me wrong. But for someone who wants to stay in their comfort zone, a lion and an elephant are pretty scary. Right, okay, Palace, Guaita, Ward, Guehi, Tompkins, Mitchell. Yeah, 4 at the back. Is that 4 at the back or 5 at the back? I'm not sure. No, probably 4 at the back. Ugh, I don't know. Whatever. Koyate, Schlupp, Gallagher, Ayew, Edouard, and Zaha. Yeah, so Benteke's been benched. We did have a suspicion that might happen at some point over the Christmas period. Vieira's comments, he was kind of saying that he was going to be rotating some of those players, and with Benteke being one of the more senior members of the team, you knew it was going to happen at some point. In many ways, maybe it's a good thing it's happened now, guys, because it means that in future game weeks, he's going to be a bit more fresh. Maybe. I don't know. Try and put a positive spin on that, I suppose, guys. Milivojevic is on the bench, which often means that Gallagher is playing pretty advanced. It's going to be pretty nice. So, there you go, guys. Hall for Gallagher, maybe. As for Leeds, I can't even read that. Can you guys read that? Let's blow it up a bit bigger. Well, we'll wait for that to load. Let's see a few more of your comments here as well. Start a vlog channel. Like I said, my life is not interesting enough. My life is not interesting enough. I basically just sit in like either my bedroom or my living room and make videos or play FIFA. I really am not that interesting. Scary is exciting. Yeah, for some people. Joshua says, I'm the same. I understand that it can affect travel decisions across the language barrier and culture. Props the main barriers, but remember that no matter what you do, you won't be be judged. Do it whilst you can. Yeah, I get that. I do get that. I want to work towards it. Definitely, it's something I want to work towards. But yeah, like cultural and language barriers terrify me. Like really scare me. Like, I'm meant to be going to France at some point next year, and even that's scary because I don't speak French, and I And what obviously I'll try and learn, but what am I going to do that every time I ever go on holiday? I have to learn an entire language. It's not possible. But obviously I will try and learn some rudimentary French, but it's not going to be enough to to survive without having panic attacks, right? Anyway, we've got the Leeds lineup. Roberts, Rafinha, Click, James. So, oh my word. So we've got no Rodrigo. You know what? No Rodrigo, no Harrison. That's a pretty weak attack, isn't it? Yeah, Roberts as the striker. I don't know about that, man. Okay, well, I mean, we'll see what happens, but I think that to me, I mean, like Rafinha owners, like, how do you feel about that? Because if Rafinha is being the creative man in this team, who's he going to create for? I mean, Dan James has been okay, hasn't he? I don't know. You guys have to tell me what you think. This could be a fairly boring game. The Newcastle game is going to be very exciting, by the way. Yeah. Pope, you don't need to know the language to go to the country. I know, but it's an anxiety thing. You know, it's I don't want to impose my language on other people. I think that's not right. And you know, if it's difficult to communicate, that's like worries me. Look, I'm not going to talk about this because I don't want to put other people off. I don't want to justify it. But like I say, I will work towards it. Iceland seems pretty cool, right? The Nordic countries, I know that they speak a lot of English there, and I really like the culture, and I know maybe it's different in different Nordic countries, but certainly from what I know, it's they're fairly accommodating and friendly and welcoming. I do have a Norwegian relative as well, and she speaks very highly of Norway. And I've met a few people from like going on holidays from Norway and Sweden. Very, very, just seem like nice people. They seem like nice people. Diedrich says, "Come to Sweden, we all speak English." There you go. You can't. As long as you. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it. Diedrich. I don't know how to pronounce any names other than footballers. That's my speciality. Diedrich, if you can speak English to me in Sweden, that's good enough for me. I have someone to speak to at least. Right, guys, we have been streaming for a record time, 2 hours and 25 minutes. I'm going to hop off now because I need to plan dinner and try and watch the football at the same time. So there we go. So we'll do that. Thank you so much for everyone who stayed this long. I don't know why. We've not been talking about FPL for most of this. But I really do appreciate you sticking around and having a chat with me. Like I obviously, I say this every time, but I just love talking to you guys. You guys, you're my mates. That's what the whole point of this channel was to, just like, let's just be friendly and just have like a friendly kind of relationship with you guys. So yeah, thank you for joining me. Thank you for keeping me company. In a very dark and lonely bedroom. Good luck for this game week. I'm sure you guys are all going to smash it. You're all amazing FPL players, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So yeah, just cheers. Good luck. I'll see a few of you guys over on Twitter, I'm sure. But aside from that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later, mates. Bye-bye.